We are testing the deeper plumbing of that project area. We're looking at these shallow 3 million ounces. What's driving those shallow ounces? It's a considerable, one of the largest undeveloped resource packages in the region.
Hello to those tuning in to the Assay TV, where today I'm joined by Matthew Hornor, the President and CEO of Maple Gold Mines. Maple Gold Mines is an advanced Canadian explorer in a 50-50 joint venture with Agnico Eagle Mines to jointly advance the district-scale Joutel and Douay gold projects in Quebec. They're also focused on advancing their 100% owned Eagle Gold Mine project, which was previously part of Agnico's past-producing Eagle-Telbel mining complex. So welcome, Matthew. It's great to have you here on the Assay.
Thank you, Katie. Nice to be here.
So just to kick things off, can we get an introduction to Maple and also a bit of an overview on each of your projects, please?
Happy to. We're located in the Abitibi Greenstone Belt in Quebec, Canada. We are operating 3 projects that sit within our 400 square kilometer land package, partnered with Agnico Eagle, the biggest gold producer in Canada, I think number 3 now globally. Fantastic partner that operates and has operated for decades in the Abitibi in Quebec, as you'll know. The Douay project sits with a maiden resource package of north of 3 million ounces. Agnico and we formed a 50-50 joint venture over the Douay project and the Joutel project. Their project contributed a high-grade past-producing gold mine that shut down in 1993. Their grades there are on average over 6.5 grams with a 6-gram cutoff. So we have their project contributed to ours. Within the Joutel package that they contributed, we picked up a small contiguous project called Eagle that was available to us in the marketplace. It sits just adjacent to the Telbel mine. So going back in time, Eagle-Telbel was a project sitting within the Joutel land package that they operated from 1974 to 1993. So there's those 2 projects and the Douay project that we're operating now and have done for a number of years.
Excellent. So let's look a little bit more into the Eagle project because you've announced some final assay results. Before we get into the assay results, can you share some of the details as to the drilling that actually took place there?
7,000 meters last year at Eagle, just Eagle, and that's again 100% owned by us. Rather than read off the specific numbers, I can say that some very high grade hits, 40 grams, 20 grams, 15 grams, 10 grams, that really confirmed the historical intercepts that we had seen from the 3D modeling that we put together. There was 150,000 meters of drilled data that we compiled into a digital 3D model. But since it was completed in 1993, we hadn't done it ourselves. It was Agnico's work. So we wanted to do some confirmation drilling, definition drilling, to see what the extensions of what they'd done in the past might look like. And overjoyed to see that we were right and what they'd done in the past was correct, and the grades were very compelling. And there were some areas that we think are going to lead to 100 meters of 10 grams and really high metal factors, which will hopefully allow us to get underway and restart that whole area.
So you mentioned restarting the area. How have these results shaped the plan moving forward? Like, what are the next steps, do you believe?
Well, we'll have to do some more drilling and definition drilling in there to confirm further extensions and create the critical mass of high-grade ounces, if you will, to justify the restart. So that's being thought through very carefully by us at the moment with our partners. Just to give you kind of order of magnitude where they were in the past, I mean, they were mining 6.5 gram rock and mining profitably at $350 gold price environment. Very different proposition than at 2000, right? So even with inflation, we can make it work with far lower grades than 6. But at the moment, we have that higher grade across many sections and much higher actually. So
great. So let's move on to Joutel and Douay. You made quite a large announcement yesterday, I believe, and it actually increased your share price quite considerably. I saw that by 17%, in fact. So let's talk about that announcement. You completed some deep drilling, I believe. Can you give us some details to that?
Happy to. It's about 6,500, 7,000 meters across Telbel and Douay, and this was to test. When you think about how mines come together and where mines are found, well, they're really at the points of least resistance in the Earth's crust. So the hot mineralization at depth finds its plumbing source to get to surface, and that's where you see on these breaks across the planet operating mines of any sort. That's normally the way it works. If you think about, geology, generally speaking, that's really what provides the molten lava hundreds of millions of years ago to find its way so that human beings can extract it and turn it into cell phones and EV cars and the rest. And the spoon that you used to eat your cereal this morning, if you eat cereal, it affects our everyday lives. And so it's the most important industry for human beings, period, tied with agriculture. In any event, we were testing these deeper systems. And when I say deeper, the Telbel project mined 1,200 meters deep. The underground workings are still intact. And below that, historically, they had some very high grade areas, 80 grams, 15 grams, 12 grams, that they never followed up on prior to building the LaRonde project, which was a company making project for them. And they were a much smaller company back in the day. This is 1993. So if you go back and look at the market cap of Agnico back then, a very different company. So the Telbel deeper drilling was to test those deeper structures. And that's what we showed the market, kind of what that's looking like, some of the visuals on the core. And we're quite pleased with what we were seeing. Okay, moving to Douay, the same idea applies there, where we are testing the deeper plumbing of that project area. We're looking at these shallow 3 million ounces. What's driving those shallow ounces? It's a considerable, one of the largest undeveloped resource packages in the region, actually. And as you know, you put these conceptual pits together to show what the overall production story would look like in the future. At the base of those conceptual pits, our grades actually tend to increase, which thematically is true over a number of the projects in the Abitibi. So it's nice to confirm that our project looks very similar to other very profitable stories, successful stories locally in the region. Also with our partners at Agnico, Canadian Arctic, similarities with the geology, the age of the rock, etc. And again, as you know, with all these breaks across the planet, those breaks where these fluids are able to come to surface to create a project or a mine where you can extract resources at an economic rate. So in that region, we tested over, I think, 6 holes. We got down 6,000, almost 7,000 meters there as well. And this is going very deep, down to 2,000 meters in some cases. So if you think about that, that's 6,000 feet or so beneath the surface. Why is this compelling? Well, we're looking for quantum leap style outcomes. Just doing some drilling around the edges, as it were, is not really going to move the needle dramatically. We're looking for some things that are going to make this a truly important project for us and our stakeholders going forward. So visually, everything's looking quite interesting. Of course, the market is responding in kind, and we're excited to see what those results have in store for us in the coming weeks and months.
Excellent. And notoriously, assays take a while, as we all know. Do you know when you're expecting those to come out, or? I'm
hoping May, June timeframe.
May, June.
We're
soon.
Not first part of May, but probably the end of May, first part of June. If I'm guessing, yeah, something like that.
Okay, and in terms of financing, how's Maple looking the next few months?
Yeah, we ended the year with $10 million last year. We're just under that now. And our project partners have another big chunk to go for the next year of their contributing towards exploration programs. So from that perspective, we're in great shape.
Excellent. And just to round things up, what can our investors look out for future milestones in the coming months, just to summarize?
Yeah, in summary, look out for what's coming from the Telbel drill plans and the results there, the drilling results from Douay as well, and then we'll have some plans out to the market as what we want to do next with Eagle. We've got some areas where we think we can delineate large volumes of high-grade material at Eagle, which of course has a positive impact on Telbel just next door. So those are some of the milestones going forward. No exploration companies made on one drill season. Could happen, but it's rarely the case. So we'll do this season and next season, and keep moving the project forward and building those ounces. So it's going to be a fun year, and I think that this year, from a macro perspective, gold price I think is going to ascend far beyond where it is now. You can bring me back at the end of the year and see if I was right or wrong. $2,500 is not a crazy number at all, given what's going on in the world. I don't know. I'm just picking a number, but that's something I think is achievable in this year, in 2023.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us today, and we look forward to catching up again when you've got some more exciting news flow.
Thank you, Kitty. Thanks so much.
Thank you.